viewers, MikeMoneyGMR here, and I am going to be doing something different today. As you see in the title, I'm going to be calling this Let's Chat, and it's kind of like an update, kind of more just something that's been on my mind lately, and so I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I want to hear some opinions about things, and instead of putting it in one of my regularly scheduled Let's Plays, one of which may be a game that people don't like, and I want to get opinions from everybody that watches my videos, so that's why I'm going to be doing this here instead of in a way of, making it where it's just like, you only get to put your opinion if you like such and such game. Anyway, enough of that. Here's what I'm going to be mainly talking about. I have a few things that I want to discuss. I'm going to be going over game remakes, game systems, and basically just my current running Let's Plays and changes you might expect. Not really like changes as in like really like major changes, just something that I want to go over and get your opinion on. I gotta admit, doing this like this is kind of raking on my nerves a little bit because it's like, I don't know what I'm going to be putting into this and all that. And I know typically people, whenever they do stuff like this, they like do it on camera, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. So hope you guys understand that. But that's not important. Anyway, let's go into the first thing, game remakes. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly do I mean by game remakes? And what I mean is this. You know how lately there's been a lot of remakes of games, like, for example, recently PS3, Xbox, I think, and also Steam, I think is what it's called, something I never even used, have released Disney's, what's that game called? Scrooge McDuck's Venture or whatever. I forget what it's called. I'll have a picture of it on the background to show what I'm talking about. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's interesting. They're doing remakes of old games. I mean, we've seen stuff like that before. I mean, you got stuff on Wii Virtual Channel that's like kind of sort of remakes of games, but not like anything changed with the game. It's just, we can play it through the way it was played before. I'm actually talking about full-on remakes of a game. And in that game, for example, they added some levels, they changed the graphics and stuff. But more or less all they did was, make it where people can play the game a little bit easier, and also added some cool dialogue and stuff that wasn't in the game before. But here's some of the games I want to talk about that I think they should do remakes of. And the first on the list is Truckstron. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it was for the Sega Genesis, and it's a great top-down shooter game. And for some reason, it has not been released on any of the Wii virtual channels, the Wii U or Wii otherwise. And I was trying to get research into this, and I haven't found anywhere as to why it hasn't. Like, there's no copyright issues that I can find. Like, you know how in some of the games, like, they said Nintendo lost their, how do you say this, holdings of the game or something like that. For example, like Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, or 3 games, that could not be remade because of a fact that even though like the part of Rare still owns it, they can't make an actual remake of the game because of legal issues of some sort. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm sure somebody can explain somewhere. But anyway, the reason why I think they should remake Truckstron is because it's a game that people are missing out on because it's just not around anymore, and I think it deserves its praise that it got back then. Now, Truckstron, damn it, I'm using my phone for notes and it just turned itself off. Anyway, um, the reason why I think that it should come back is because um, the gameplay, though it was difficult, was really, really fun because of the adrenaline you got from it. And here's what I think they should do. If they were to remake this game, they should make it for all audiences. And this means like, kids, adults, whatever, like they usually do with games. So here's some things they could do, in my opinion, that would make it better. They could up the graphics to more standards of like either the Wii or like any system really, because I think Sega Genesis is now owned by Xbox, and so it'd probably be an Xbox release. And well, Sega Genesis has also been on the Wii Virtual Channel as well, but I think part of it went to Xbox as well, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I've looked all over, haven't seen any news about what they're going to do with this game. And what I really think they should do is just remake the game, do better graphics, maybe even like remaster the music in it, like remaster the power-ups in the game and all that, and just kind of make it into a whole different game, except still have the original name on it. I know that's kind of confusing, but like think of it like this. If you've played Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo, then you've probably heard of the one for the DS, and the DS is a whole different game. I mean, it has basically the same levels, except maybe a little bit of variations, and the same kind of gameplay as it had before in the SNES, but it has a different storyline and so on. And so that's what I think they should do with Truckstron if they decided to remake it. Now, I can't really go into much detail beyond that because I don't really know what else they could do, but that's why you guys come in. I want you guys to give your opinion on, if you've played this game, put what you think they should do. I mean, like, I want to hear from you guys, and that's why I call this Let's Chat, because I want to hear what you guys think about everything I'm talking about today. So the next thing, hold on a second. Like, for example, speaking of Disney games, because that's what that one game I was talking about, they really should make it where if they're going to re-release Disney games, they should re-release Disney's Aladdin on the SNES. But I think what happened with the Disney games is that a lot of them wasn't very popular, or just might have been too difficult for kids at that time. But Disney's Aladdin would be very cool to see again. If you've never played it, it was a great, how do you call it? I think it's called a side platformer. Yeah, side-scrolling platformer, that's what it is. And it focused mainly on the process of jumping on enemies to defeat them, and also threw in another gimmick where you could actually throw apples at enemies to stun them, so it makes it easier, but you only get a select amount. That was really cool, and I missed that game because they never released it on the Virtual Channel either. And whenever I found that, I was a little disappointed. I was like, these are two games that I really want to see remade. But there's not much I can say on that because, I mean, there's really nothing they could do to make that game better in my eyes. I mean, maybe, like, retouch the graphics a little bit, but the levels should be left the same that they had because they were really awesome levels. The next one, believe it or not, Super Mario RPG. Now, the reason why I love Super Mario RPG and think that it deserves another remake besides the one that was put on the Virtual Channel, I think what they could do is they could have gone into so much more work into it. Like, you know how in like newer games now they've put like secrets in, like a whole nother level that was not there before and so on, like I was talking about before. But they need to do that for Super Mario RPG maybe. like perhaps make a bonus area, kind of like what's that guy's Game Guy's Casino. Make another area kind of like that, except make it like a boss rush or something like that. That'd be so cool if they did that. I mean, sure, that's kind of what was in the factory, but I mean like an official area, kind of like, I don't know if you ever played it, but in the game Gold, I think one of the Golden Sun games had something like this, where like there was this hidden area that you could get to, and you had to fight your way through certain enemies, and as you kept going, you would get further and further into this dungeon until you made it to the end. And that's kind of what they should have done, and what I think they could do in Super Mario RPG. You know, have it where you come into a room and there's like a line of enemies, you have to defeat those line of enemies, like maybe put a, like Goomba, what's that, Spiny? Yeah, Spiny, and so on and so forth, you know, like the enemies throughout the game. And then have it where you got to go down a pipe next to the next floor, kind of like the Pit of 100 Trials type thing as well. If they did something like that for Super Mario RPG, that'd be so cool. And also maybe add new weapons that they didn't have before. Like one of my ideas was a boomerang shell, and it kind of takes from the idea from Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, yes, where for one of your special attacks is to kick a shell back and forth, but have where it's Mario's weapon and he actually kicks it towards the enemy, it bounces back and you get a second kick, and that's how you get the critical attack for it, you know? Kind of like how they did with the special attacks with the shells, by you kick it towards the enemy after he hits his foot, you kick it back, you know, but then it bounces back and then you kick it again and you get extra damage, you know? That'd be really cool if they had something like that. Or maybe even new hammers that are better than the Ultra Hammer, because, you know, the Ultimate Hammer in the game wasn't even better than the Ultimate Weapon. The Trooper Shell, was it called, or something like that? I don't remember. But anyway, that's all I have on the remix. If you want, I want you to go into more detail, and I'll discuss it with you in the comments, you know, as always. And I'm also planning on doing a second one of this if I get a whole lot of good responses. I'm thinking about doing Let's Chat too, and I'll put your guys' responses in a box and then kind of discuss it with myself on that front too. Kind of give an extended talk about it, which would be really cool to do as well. So there's that as well. And then here's what I want to talk about next. The Wii U Virtual Channel. Not just the Wii U in itself, but the Wii U Virtual Channel. I am very, very disappointed in the Wii U Virtual Channel. I know I probably would hear collective gasps, like people like, what are you talking about? You know, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just disappointed with the layout they used for it. I'm disappointed with the selection of games because, you know, they stuck to a new format for it where they don't put the classic games in it anymore. I mean, they have a selection of classic games, but they don't have the whole selection that they had before, and that was really heartbreaking to me. I was like, your prime reason for me to love you was your virtual channel and you having those classic games, because I missed those classic games because my Nintendo Entertainment System is on its last legs. I'm at last legs, and my Super Nintendo Entertainment System holds through but still barely works. So I was like, why do you not have these games on here? It doesn't make any sense. You're taking away one of your prime selling markets right there to me. But I mean, still, I am not saying I hate the Wii U. I love the Wii U. It's still a great system. But I'm disappointed in the Wii U Virtual Channel. Now, I'm going to go over what I expect out of the games that are supposed to be coming out, though. Some of which is like the new Donkey Kong Country Returns 2. I am super excited for that game. I haven't heard much about it yet. I haven't even heard if it's coming out this year. But what I'm really, really looking forward to with that game is I'm looking forward to what they have in store for it. Like, you can actually see a trailer for it. I think somewhere on YouTube is where I saw it. And basically, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna buy that when it comes out. I just know it. And I usually don't buy games when they come out because they're too expensive, But that's one of those games I would totally buy when it first comes out, just because of how neat it looks, because I loved the last one too, even though it was difficult. And that's what many people like negatively reviewed the game for. They were like, why is this game harder than the original game? And it's like, doesn't matter. And no, it doesn't. To me, difficulty is what the game designers think is what makes a game now, which it kind of does. I mean, I enjoy a game that's not difficult, yes, but at the same time, I want a game that has an equal challenge to an equal entertainment value to it. If it doesn't have both, then it's not fun at all to play. Kind of like I Want to Be the Guy, which I'm never going to play, by the way, on this channel. I have no way to record it, and I have no way to get it on my computer, so I'm never going to play it. Just let you know. Another game that you might have been hearing a lot about is Rayman Legends. So far, the only way you can get a hold on it immediately is to get it on the virtual channel. I mean, you can download a pre-order for it, more or less, where you get the game right when it comes out. I don't know if I'm not planning on doing that. I like to have the actual cartridge or the disc, because I just think it's more collectible in that way. Because me, I'm a game collector. I'm not one of those that buys a game and then plays it to death and then sells it. No, I keep my games forever, because to me they are a collection. So that's why I am waiting for all these games cartridges to come out. I love the way I use cartridges because that's what the Super Nintendo and NES uses. Anyway, Rayman Legends looks really neat, because if you haven't played the first Rayman game that came out for the Wii, then you're missing out, because it was amazing. It blew all my expectations for the game out of the water. I was just no way, this is totally different than what I suspected it would be. When I first played that game, I was like, which game is it going to take after? And it took from pretty much all the Rayman games combined. Even though I've only played the first, which I know that's going to become a big surprise, because most people say the first is the worst Rayman game compared to the rest of them, which is interesting to me, because I played all the way through it and I love the first one. Even though I do find it difficult now to play since I haven't played it in forever. Anyway, that's not important. What is important now is to go to the next game. And Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, which I'm guessing is going to be the working title, probably is right now Super Smash Bros. U, because I haven't really, finished it completely yet. I cannot wait for that game. I just think it's crazy that it's going to take a whole nother year now. I mean, I understand, because they said it was going to come out this year, but whenever the, problems came up that I'm sure they had to make a decision. Do we do kind of like what other systems have done in the past, where they just put it out anyway, bugs and all, and then patch the hell out of it? Or do they, which Wii U doesn't even do anyway, or do they actually fix every single bug they can and get everything working and then send it out? And that's probably what they're doing. So that's why I can't wait for that game. I know it's probably going to be everything I hope for. I know I can't guarantee that, but that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, and I'm going to go off the Wii U. I'm going to actually go to the Xbox 360 now. And I will go over my thoughts on the new systems too. I think I already have in one of my Let's Plays, but that's different compared to this Let's Chat session here. Basically, my plan is this. On the Xbox 360, there's a game coming out called Grand Theft Auto 5, and many people are like, oh, it's not going to live up to Grand Theft Auto 4's expectations, I'm sure. And I'm like, I still stay true to it. I'm going to try that game when it comes out, because I know it's going to be at least somewhat decent. It has to be good, because, what game is better than one where you can run freely around an area and just take out enemies, you know? I mean, there's, well, not enemies, but like just take people out and get all your frustrations out and then run away from the cops, which is always fun to do, right? Nah, that's not entirely true. I'm just messing about here. Anyway, that's what another game I'm looking forward to. And since I brought up the Xbox 360, let me bring up the new systems coming out. The PS4 and the Xbox One. You can tell already that I don't care at all for the Xbox One. I think they really, really screwed up on what they decided to do with the Xbox One. I think they really should not have done the idea that they said they were going to do, which is release games, but then make it where the second you put it on your Xbox, it cannot play on another Xbox. And the reason why I think this is such a stupid idea is because if your Xbox red rings, if it has that opportunity, which it probably will, or dies in any other way, you lose everything, it sounds like. And so, I mean, it's like you spent all that money on those games and now they're gone forever. That sounds really stupid to me. And so that's why I think that's not going to be good. And then I also thought about what could they possibly do differently with the Xbox One compared to the Xbox 360 now. And you know, they always say, oh, we're going to up the graphics, and oh my god, we're going to make it where games are so much better, and it has all this other cool features and blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't care about all the extra features. All I care about is games. You know, and so it's like so stupid to me that, like, I read in my Game Informer, they were talking about the Xbox One, and they're like, so what is it that you guys are aiming for? And they're like, we're aiming for the ultimate gaming entertainment system. And I was like, okay, so basically what you're aiming for is just another console that plays games and what? That's like pretty much the only thing that came to my mind was that. And I know many of you are going to think I'm being harsh, but that's just my opinion. It's just, I really don't think the Xbox One is going to do well. Though I have heard that people are actually like reserving their Xbox One now, even though it hasn't even been mentioned yet. You know, it's like hardly anything has been really going up about the Xbox One right now. It's so crazy to me. And then there's the PlayStation 4. Everything I've heard about the PlayStation 4 makes me know that I am not buying it when it comes out. I'm just not going to do it. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, that doesn't make any sense. Why not? Because it's a glorified PlayStation 3. That's all it is to me. Because they just said, oh, we're going to get a different graphics chip. Oh, we're going to remake the idea of characters in a game. It's like, okay, so you're going to make another Elder Scrolls game, it looks like, from what the trailer I saw for it. And if that's the case, why do we need them to look more lifelike? It's something that video game designers have always always been striving for ever since I got 3D rendering. They've always been trying to aim for like a lifelike feel to games, and I'm like, no, I don't get why you want to have like a portrait of yourself in a game. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, enough of that. That's pretty. I'm not going to go into more on that because I really don't know much about them besides that. So, okay, here's the next thing. My running Let's Plays that I have going right now. I have like, what is it? 5, I think, 6 almost. Because I have them all here. So basically, what I'm going to go over is what you can expect for my Let's Plays. So Twilight Princess, you notice that I'm getting pretty far into the game. I think I'm at like the halfway point right now. Maybe a little bit off of the halfway. I don't know exactly. But I'm getting to that point where we're going to start getting to like the more difficult, stuff compared to the other things. And, God, this is getting long. I'm sorry about that, but I really wanted to go over all this and just kind of enjoy it. And so basically with Twilight Princess, I'm basically going to be going over what games are going to be mainly focused upon right now compared to others. So there's going to be Twilight Princess. I'm going to try to get back into Dark Cloud. Of course, Super Mario Sunshine is going to get a lot of screen time. Metal Gear Solid is going to take a take a seat in the back for a while. Just take a back seat because I'm kind of delaying what I know is about to happen in the game, because I know I'm starting to get closer and closer to the hardest part of the game. So that's why I'm waiting on that. I've had some people ask me about Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I'm not motivated at all to play that right now. That's why you haven't seen any videos for that, because I know what I have to do to get past the next level. It's going to be something that's going to be really annoying. That's why I haven't been playing it. And then, where's the other one? Legaia 2. If you remember right, well, actually, no, I haven't uploaded that yet. Well, what you'll notice is soon enough after I upload all the episodes to this, I'm getting to a point where I'm stuck. And I don't know what to do from there, and I'm kind of just waiting a bit till I, fully have a bunch of time in order to spend it on this game, so as not to worry about anything, And, let's see, was there another game? No, I think that's actually it right now. Well, I mean, there's future Let's Plays that I have that I'm not going to mention because I don't like doing that. But basically, yeah, that's basically the only thing I had on that. I was just telling you which games are going to get most focus, which is going to be Super Mario Sunshine, Dark Cloud, Twilight Princess, and maybe Legaia 2. Mainly it's going to be these three: Twilight Princess, Dark Cloud, and Super Mario Sunshine, because these are the games that I know are super popular right now, and that are getting, despite the fact that Super Mario Sunshine has me just flipping out most of the time, which is hilarious. I love this game so much, and I know that people love it too, and I'm enjoying the reaction I'm getting to it whenever I upload it. It's always a lot of fun to see that. So basically that's all I wanted to mention, is that I'm going to be focusing mainly on 3 games again instead of all the 5 that I have. So, oh yeah, it's one on the Weaver. Oh yeah, Metroid Prime, that's right. Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime seems to have fallen out of popularity right now. Not that I mind, I'm just saying it's funny, so I'm kind of putting it on the back seat too for a while. Letting it just rest a bit. Which is going to really suck when I do go back into the game, because I know that I'm going to be like, oh crap, what was I doing in that game? But I know that since I have these other games right now that are more popular, I want to focus more on those games so people that enjoy those games can enjoy them better than other games that are not as popular and that I'm not as good at too. Which, then you might as well say, you might as well not be doing any Let's Plays because you seem to be terrible at games, which if you did say that, it's fine. I don't mind at all. I really actually find that to be really hilarious. Yeah, I think that's everything I can mention right now, though. It was nice to have this little chat with you guys. I know you're not here really with me right now, but you're still listening to me, and that's all that matters. I hope you enjoy all the things I do with this video, because it's probably going to be a while till I get this out, to be honest. I'm going to put a lot of work into this. And it's not like you guys will notice how long it was. I'll just probably put somewhere in the title or something, or in the description how long it took, just for fun, But yeah, I think that's it. So look forward to the Let's Plays I'm going to be doing today, because I'm going to be making a few. And yeah, I think that's everything. And I know I've been making a lot of clicking and noises with my mouth and stuff. I'm sorry about that. It's just a nervous habit of mine right now, which is also poking fun at people if you didn't know that. Anyway, yeah, I just ranting here now. Sorry. So when we meet again.